Welcome, food explorers. Did you know 95 million pounds of sheep meat hit U.S. tables yearly? How does it journey from pasture to plate? Peek inside the processing factory with us. Like and subscribe now. Guess how long it takes a sheep to reach the factory? Then watch to find out. It all kicks off on the farm, where sheep are reared with respect and skill. Farmers like John Harrow, a third-generation shepherd from New Zealand, swear by sustainable methods. We rotate grazing patches to keep the grass lush and the soil sound, John explains. Ensuring sheep feast on nutritious forage. Veterinary care is a must for regular checkups and jabs to fend off diseases. A 2023 study in the Journal of Animal Science found that farms using biosecurity measures cut livestock illness by up to 40%, guaranteeing only the healthiest sheep reach the processing factory. Curious about your grub's roots? Next time you're at the shop, peek at the label. Does it say pasture raised? When sheep hit the ideal weight, typically more than 18 to 110 pounds depending on breed, they're set for the next leg. Envision this. Farmers gently herd them onto lorries bound for a nearby warehouse. There they're sorted by age, size, and breed, fed, watered, and given a rest spot. It's about keeping them calm before the trip, says warehouse boss Aisha Patel, who manages exports from Australia to processing factories worldwide. Some sheep even sail to places like the UK or Japan, a trek that can last days. Want to join in? Look online for a sheep farm near you. Many offer tours to witness this bit. Now, step into the processing factory, a hive of efficiency and ethics. On arrival, sheep are stunned, a humane move that knocks them out painlessly. Dr. Emily Torres, a vet scientist, notes, stunning's backed by years of research, it's swift and upholds welfare rules. A 2021 report from the American Veterinary Medical Association confirms proper stunning slashes animal stress by 95% compared to old ways. Workers then hoist the carcasses by their hind legs, bleed them, and start dressing, stripping off skin and inedible bits with deft hands. Wondering about those woolly hides? They're turned into cooling gear sustainability at its finest. The processing factory morphs into a high-tech wonder during the cutting stage. Laser-guided machines carve carcasses into perfect halves. splitting loins, ribs, and shanks in minutes. Automation keeps things spot on, says factory engineer Liam Chen, who runs the show at a top UK site. Research from the Food Technology Journal 2022 shows automated cutting boosts efficiency by 30% whilst trimming waste. Workers wash the meat, chill it at 35 GF to lock in freshness, and even sort organs clean, packed, and chilled for niche markets. Fancy a gander? Search Sheep Meat Processing Factory on YouTube for a virtual nosy. The last stop in the processing factory is packaging, where quality meets practicality. Vacuum sealing traps flavor and stretches shelf life. Studies from the Institute of Food Technologists 2020 reckon it keeps meat fresh for up to 60 days longer than old-school methods. Workers pack cuts like chops and roasts into labeled boxes, ready for shop. Every package tells a tale of care and skill, says Maria Gonzalez, a packaging supervisor with 15 years under her belt. Interactive task: next time you cook lamb, check the expiry date. How far off is it? That's the processing factory's wizardry. From the processing factory, the meat journeys to shops, eateries, and your kitchen. It's a 12-minute yarn in a documentary, but in truth, it spans weeks from farm to fork in about 30 to 45 days, depending on shipping. This process weds tradition with tech, ensuring animal welfare and cracking quality. Farmers, scientists, and factory hands all nod. It's a labor of love. So, what's your next step? Share your top lamb recipe online with Sheep to Plate. Or dig deeper into food production. Keep peckish for discovery.
According to the latest available data, total sheep production in the European EU reached 1,607,000 tonnes, led by Spain and the UK, which produced 463 and 401,000 tonnes respectively. Greece and France were second with 151 and 112,000 tonnes. While Bulgaria contributed 58,000 tonnes, the remaining selected countries showed minimal production. The EU sheep and goat sector has faced declining production, especially since the economic crisis. Production value fell from year 6,181 million in 2005 to year 5,136 million in 2012, with the UK leading in monetary value at year 1,881 million. Climate change, agricultural reform, and generational change continue to challenge the future of the sector. The European Union is home to several unique and popular sheep breeds. Each adapted to local climates and valued for their meat, wool, or milk. The Merino, originally from Spain, is renowned worldwide for its fine wool. While the British Suffolk is valued for its high-quality meat and quick growth. France's Lacan breed is popular in dairy production, especially for the famous Roquefort cheese. Meanwhile, the Greek Chios breed is known for its prolific lambing and milk yield. Despite this diversity, the EU still requires sheep imports, mainly for meat, as local production does not fully meet consumer demand. Imports, primarily from Australia and New Zealand, help fill the gap. Especially during high demand periods like Easter, underscoring the need for both local breed preservation and global trade partnerships. In sheep farming, artificial insemination AI isn't just about efficiency, it's a game changer. Farmers across the EU use AI to blend the best traits of unique breeds, boosting herd quality for meat and wool production. By collecting and using semen from top-performing rams, they can breed hundreds of ewes with desirable traits like fertility and disease resistance. With the right timing, usually helped by hormone treatments to sync up breeding cycles, AI can have a success rate of 60 to 70%. It's a powerful tool to meet rising demand while preserving the diversity of Europe's incredible sheep breeds. After birth, proper lamb care is vital for healthy development. Within the first hour, lambs must access colostrum, the nutrient-rich first milk that provides essential antibodies for immunity. They should nurse every few hours for the first 10 days and be gradually introduced to solid feed. A warm, dry environment protects against hypothermia, while clean bedding and pens allow for easy monitoring. By 2 to 3 weeks, lambs start eating solid food, preparing them for weaning around 8 to 12 weeks. Regular health checks, vaccinations, and parasite control are crucial for their growth into healthy, productive sheep. Rams and ewes have distinct nutritional needs. Rams thrive on a high-energy diet to fuel their breeding. While pregnant ewes need extra protein and minerals to grow their lambs. Visit the farm while they are feeding the lambs to better understand the standards set by the feed mill. Using advanced automated feeding systems, the operations deliver rations that are precisely tailored to the needs of each animal. Typically, rams can consume around 5.5 pounds of concentrate per day during the breeding season, while ewes need 3.3 pounds of high-quality feed per day during gestation. By optimizing feed distribution and monitoring feed intake, feed mills can improve the health and productivity of their flocks, ultimately increasing meat and wool production across Europe. A cool ventilation system greatly enhances sheep growth by regulating temperatures between 50 deg and 70 deg, 10 deg C to 21 deg C to prevent heat stress. It improves air quality by lowering humidity and ammonia levels, which helps avoid respiratory problems. Comfortable sheep consume more food and water, leading to better weight gain and feed efficiency. Reduced stress also boosts reproductive performance, while optimal conditions support high-quality wool production. Overall, effective ventilation lowers disease incidence. Promoting better health and productivity, which benefits farmers economically. Microchip implantation and veterinary monitoring systems are essential for effective sheep management. Microchips provide the ability to accurately identify and track the health history. Breeding records and vaccination status of individual sheep, reducing the risk of misidentification. This proactive approach allows for timely treatment, reduces the spread of disease, and improves the overall health of the flock, ultimately improving sheep welfare and farm profitability. Sheep can typically be shorn for wool once a year, usually in the spring when the weather is warmer. In the EU, the average fleece weight varies by breed. But many sheep produce between 3 to 8 kilograms of wool per shear. Farmers have two main methods for harvesting wool: manual and automatic. In the manual method, skilled shearers use electric or handheld shears to carefully remove the fleece, ensuring minimal stress to the sheep. On larger farms, automated systems are becoming popular, using machines to shear sheep quickly and efficiently, helping to save time and labor costs. With wool being such a valuable commodity, worth about EUR 8.50 per kilogram in 2022, finding the right method to harvest it is crucial for maximizing profits. Transporting sheep to a food factory can take anywhere from a few hours to a couple of days, depending on how far the farm is from the food factory. While the wool harvesting process doesn't directly affect meat harvesting, it's important to manage the stress caused by shearing, as it can impact meat quality at the food factory. In the EU, trucks are the go-to method for shorter trips, typically carrying about 80 sheep at a time. While larger ships are used for longer journeys, especially across seas, with the capacity to transport thousands of sheep. Keeping the sheep calm during transport is crucial to ensuring they arrive at the food factory in good condition, ready for processing at the food factory. Raising and transporting sheep is a complex business, from pasture to farm. Every activity requires hard work and care to keep the flock healthy. Sheep farmers in the EU have skillfully demonstrated that the sheep industry contributes strongly to the development of the economy in many countries around the world. Subscribe to Trending Farm and turn on notifications to discover more food factories around the world and see what they can do with their flocks. Goodbye.
The United States is the world's third largest producer and exporter of wheat, after Russia and the European Union, with 33.3 million tons of exports in 2022, 14% of the global total. It is expected that by 2024, the US will grow wheat on 31.7 million acres, accounting for 3.4% of the country's arable land area. Wichita, Kansas, is known as the wheat capital of the world, with 20,000 hectares of land. The farm owner carries out the wheat harvesting process using a John Deere X9 1450 machine with sharp blades, rolling jigs, and conveyor belts. Powerful beaters separate seeds from stems, while sieves and fans remove impurities. Large tank and weighing system. One when the bin is full, the truck driver dumps the wheat grain and transports it to the processing plant. I see that the boss is very satisfied with the use of machinery during the harvesting process on his farm.
Turbines or windmills in the background of a lot of the shop.
At the mill, the wheat is mixed, inspected, and cleaned. The seeds are milled and screened to remove impurities. They are ground into white powder, removing the bran and germ. The factory produces 3 types of white flour high-protein bread flour, low-protein cake flour, and medium-protein all-purpose flour. The final product is packaged and distributed. Do you often use flour in your dishes? Share your recipes with us in the video comments section. In this section, we will explore the harvesting and processing of soybeans.
Then it's doing a pretty decent job, other than there's still some stuff.
Agricultural machinery equipped with rotating shafts and scrapers collects soybean plants into troughs while a crusher system crushes the stalks, returning them to the field. After harvesting, soybeans are loaded onto trucks through pipelines connected to harvesters. I think about 4 tons of soybeans were collected. These soybeans are then transported to the processing plant, where they undergo a shelling process. Workers use elevators to drop beans into hoppers, which carry them to the crusher through pipes. The beans are mixed with hot water to cook and cooled in a vacuum chamber. The concentrated soybean mixture is separated by centrifugation, removing insoluble fiber and starch to be recycled as animal feed. Additional spices are mixed in before the soy milk undergoes quality testing, sterilization, and packaging, ready for consumption. Soy milk in the US ranges from 1.5 to 5 USD, depending on type and weight. Can you guess this harvest season? How much money did the farm owner make from those soybeans? Did you notice the man digging the ground? That is cassava, also known by other names. This is an important food crop, with cassava flour consumption second only to cornstarch. Originating from South America, cassava is now commonly grown in tropical and subtropical regions. Usually harvested 8 to 12 months after planting, the farmer removes the leaves and cuts the stem close to the base. These tree trunks are bundled to prepare for the next planting season. The owner was driving an excavator, digging up cassava tubers, with the hard ground requiring workers to pull the cassava out manually. Transported to the processing area, cassava batches go through a washing process to remove mud and impurities, and workers peel them. They are then chopped and crushed using a centrifugal separator that separates the water from the raw powder. Dry in the oven and cool. Experts ensure the moisture content of the dough is below 11%. Finally, cassava flour is packed into large bags for distribution. Are you curious where these sacks go? Share and comment for more updated answers in our upcoming videos. Coffee, beloved worldwide for its taste and mental boost, increases alertness, aids fat burning, and improves mood. This video explores how Americans harvest and process coffee. Subscribe to Modern Farm and enable notifications for more interesting videos. After 6 to 9 months, ripe red coffee cherries are carefully picked, with farm owners investing in costly harvesters. The cherries are washed, depulped, and the seeds dried under the sun. specialized machinery mills and classifies the beans by size and quality. Roasting at temperatures below 180 degrees enhances flavor and aroma, with longer roasting reducing caffeine content. Finally, the beans are packaged or ground into powder for stores and cafes. Coffee production transforms raw cherries into finished coffee. Are you still following the journey of American farmers harvesting agricultural products with us? Comment number 1, let us know. Rice is the most commonly used food in the world. Andrus Farms, California, famous for its large rice cultivation area of up to 24,000 acres, about 9,712 hectares. Apply advanced farming techniques, use water-saving irrigation systems and renewable energy. The harvest season starts from November to April. The farm uses a Kubota DC93 harvester with a threshing and screening system with a large diameter threshing drum, which minimizes the loss of rice when operating the machine. The machine has a maximum capacity of 93 horsepower, along with a moving speed of up to 2.1 ms and a cutting jaw width of up to 2.18 m. With these indicators, the owner is proud to be able to harvest tons of rice every day. After being harvested, rice is poured into the truck's tank and transported to the processing plant. They are poured into a mill to peel them. Then the white rice grains follow the conveyor belt to the container. The grinding process will create rice bran powder, which will fall through the sieve. Finished rice is packed into sacks and consumed. Cocoa fruit, also known as cocoa pod, is the fruit of the cocoa tree, which is native to the tropical regions of Central and South America. The cocoa fruit is a large oval-shaped fruit that grows directly from the trunk or branches of the cocoa tree. The fruit contains about 30 to 50 cocoa beans, which are surrounded by a sweet, white pulp. The beans and pulp are the two main components of the cocoa fruit that are used in the production of chocolate and other cocoa-based products. Cocoa fruit is harvested when it reaches maturity, which can take between 5 to 6 months after flowering. Harvesting involves cutting the fruit from the tree using a machete or other tool. Once harvested, the cocoa fruit is opened and the beans and pulp are removed. The beans are then fermented, dried, and roasted before being processed into chocolate liquor, cocoa butter, and cocoa powder. The pulp, on the other hand, is often used to make juice or jam, or it can be eaten fresh. How many dishes have you experienced using this ingredient? Let's discuss in the comments section of this video. Harvesting cashews is a laborious process in which workers must carefully handpick the cashew nuts, the swollen stalks of the fruit, before separating the cashews housed in their hard outer shell. In larger scale operations, mechanical cracking machines are used to streamline the peeling process, ensuring efficiency and productivity. After peeling, cashew nuts go through many different processing stages to prepare for consumption. They are dried to reduce moisture, peeled to remove the thin, dark skin covering, and graded based on size, color, and quality. Roasting, another essential step, enhances the flavor and texture of the beans while removing residual moisture. Innovation in cashew processing has led to the creation of a wide variety of products, including seasoned cashews, cashew butter, and even dairy-free cashew cheese. Thank you for watching our video. If you find the content useful, click like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos. Click the notification bell to receive the latest updates from us. Thank you for your support.